At the 2025 Cultural Awards, one thing became clear: Korea is entering a new era where art, music, and film transcend the boundaries of entertainment to become a profound force of cultural influence. The night wasn't just about trophies, it was a celebration of evolution. Among the stars, G-Dragon, Park Bo-young, and Lee Jae-hoon stood as vivid symbols of this transformation, representing three different but deeply intertwined aspects of Korea's creative identity: innovation, empathy, and authenticity. G-Dragon, the eternal pioneer of Korean pop culture. For over a decade, G-Dragon has been more than a musician, he has been a movement. His every hairstyle, lyric, and fashion choice has shaped trends and redefined what idol means in Korea and beyond. Yet at the 2025 Cultural Awards, G-Dragon's reappearance carried a new kind of weight. Gone was the flamboyant rebel of the 2010s. In his place stood an artist who has evolved from a pop provocateur into a cultural philosopher. His speech, reflective, calm, and tinged with gratitude, was less about fame and more about creative freedom. Art, he said, isn't about being ahead. It's about being true to the moment you live in. This marked a turning point for the K-pop icon once synonymous with rebellion. After years of silence and speculation, his return symbolizes not just personal redemption but the rebirth of a more mature Korean artistry, one that values introspection over spectacle. Park Bo-young, the actress who redefined soft power. While G-Dragon represents Korea's creative edge, Park Bo-young embodies its emotional core. Her acceptance of the Outstanding Achievement in Film award became one of the most heartfelt moments of the night. Bo-young, often celebrated for her pure and relatable portrayals, has quietly become one of Korea's most influential cultural ambassadors. Her recent performance in A Letter to the Stars, a film exploring human connection across generations, drew global acclaim not because it was flashy, but because it was deeply humane. Critics have called her acting emotional diplomacy, the ability to bridge cultures through empathy. Bo-young's artistry lies in restraint. She doesn't chase headlines, yet her work resonates with millions across Asia. In an age where celebrity often equates to controversy, her steady grace and emotional honesty remind audiences of what Korean cinema does best: tell universal stories with quiet power. Lee Jae-hoon, the vanguard of Korean storytelling. In contrast to G-Dragon's flamboyant creativity and Park Bo-young's subtle emotional pull, Lee Jae-hoon represents Korea's cinematic intellect. His growing influence as both an actor and creative producer was acknowledged through the Visionary Artist Award. Jae-hoon's latest project, Parallel Soul, a dystopian drama about truth and technology, not only won international awards but also challenged how Korean storytelling engages with the modern world. By merging high-concept sci-fi with social commentary, he positions Korean cinema at the intersection of philosophy and entertainment. He once said, "Korean stories aren't small anymore, they are mirrors for a global audience." And indeed, his filmography proves that depth and ambition can coexist within the same frame. The new cultural renaissance, beyond Hallyu. Together, G-Dragon, Park Bo-young, and Lee Jae-hoon represent more than individual achievements. They signify a new chapter in Korean soft power, one rooted not in exportable trends, but in timeless creativity. This year's cultural awards highlighted a shift. Korea's influence no longer depends solely on the Hallyu wave. Instead, it's about sustainability, nurturing artists who evolve, who challenge norms, who reflect the changing human condition. G-Dragon's maturity, Park Bo-young's empathy, and Lee Jae-hoon's intellect form a symbolic triad for Korea's next decade of cultural leadership. Their combined impact reminds us that true artistry doesn't fade with time, it deepens. A legacy in motion. As the night closed and the lights dimmed, one thing lingered: a sense of continuity. Korea's cultural strength has always been its ability to reinvent without forgetting its roots. From music to cinema, from individual expression to collective pride, these artists are more than stars, they are architects of emotion, memory, and meaning. The 2025 Cultural Awards may have ended, but the movement it celebrated, one of reflection, reinvention, and resilience, has only just begun. In the glittering world of Korean entertainment, Song Hye Kyo has long been seen as the embodiment of grace, serene, untouchable, and perpetually elegant. But behind her calm poise lies a history of heartbreak that has quietly shaped her into one of the most emotionally complex figures in Asian cinema. To understand her artistry, one must first understand the love that nearly destroyed her, and the woman she became after it. The love that defined a generation. In 2016, when Descendants of the Sun captured the hearts of millions, it also gave birth to one of Korea's most iconic real-life romances. Song Hye Kyo and Song Joong Ki, dubbed the Song Song couple, weren't just beloved actors, they were a national fairy tale. Their chemistry on screen felt so natural that it blurred the line between acting and reality. When the couple announced their marriage in 2017, Korea celebrated as if it were witnessing a royal wedding. Luxury brands competed for sponsorships, media outlets flooded with love stories, and fans believed this union symbolized destiny itself, two stars meeting at their brightest moment. But beneath the perfection, cracks were already forming. When fairy tales collapse. In 2019, the shocking announcement of their divorce broke the internet, and shattered illusions. What stunned the public wasn't just that the couple separated after less than 2 years of marriage, but the silence that followed. There were no accusations, no explanations, just two people walking away from what everyone believed was eternal love. For Song Hye Kyo, this was not the first heartbreak of her life, but it was the one that changed her forever. Insiders described her as composed but deeply wounded. Instead of defending herself or indulging in public drama, she chose stillness. "Time will tell everything," she once said, hinting that the truth of her emotions would unfold through her work, not her words. Her silence became her strength. Art imitates life, turning pain into power. After the divorce, Song Hye Kyo's career took a remarkable turn. No longer the radiant romantic heroine, she began choosing roles that reflected quiet suffering and inner strength, as if each character was a mirror of her emotional evolution. In Now, We Are Breaking Up, 2021, she portrayed a woman navigating love and loss in a cold, image-obsessed world. The role was hauntingly close to her reality, and audiences felt it. Critics noted that her performance carried the weight of someone who has loved deeply and learned painfully. By 2023's The Glory, she had transformed. No longer soft-spoken or fragile, her portrayal of a woman seeking vengeance was sharp, cold, and almost frightening in its precision. It was as though Song Hye Kyo had finally found a way to reclaim control, not just over her narrative, but over the pain that had once defined her. The heartbreak that once silenced her had become her most powerful creative weapon. The woman who rose from the ruins. Today, Song Hye Kyo stands as one of Korea's most respected figures, not for being scandal-free, but for surviving with dignity in a world that thrives on public judgment. Her journey reflects something universal, the transformation that comes when love collapses, and you must rebuild yourself from the ground up.